Hi, I'm James, and joining me here today is Warwick SU Sports Officer Ellie Martin. Ellie, so thank you very much for being here today.
That's great to be here.
So firstly, I wanted to ask, what made you run for the position of sports officer in the first place, and sort of what responsibilities does it entail?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I have always been massively involved in sport from a very early age. It's literally been my life's passion. And I got heavily involved with the ladies hockey club throughout my second and third year, where I was the first team captain and the president. And I really, really enjoyed being sort of at the top of a massive, large community of people who are so diverse and so ambitious. And I saw lots of ways where I could really promote the teamwork ethos. So I always sort of knew from about my second year that I was going to run for sports officer. In terms of the role itself, it's all about honestly mobilising the community around certain issues and celebrating all the stuff they do.
Yeah.
It's not something specific. I don't tell them what to do. All the students within the Team Warwick community all have great aims, ambitions, charity ideas, so many different things. So I am there simply to unite them. So there's loads and loads of different things I could talk to you about that. I'll be here all day. So I'll let you be more specific with your question.
Okay, well, so for you this year, what's been a particular highlight as sports officer? And maybe, if you can think of one, a particular low point as well?
Oh yeah, so from a Team Warwick perspective, one of the highlights has definitely been Varsity 2018. It was one of the most difficult and challenging things to organise. Managing the delightful Coventry University is very difficult. But we took home our 28th victory, and we had some of the largest crowds ever recorded. So that was
28th victory out of how many games have we had with them?
28 years.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Undefeated for 28 years.
Just getting that in.
Yeah, make sure that's in there. I hope we don't lose it next year. I'm very upset. I'm looking forward to the 30th anniversary, actually.
Yeah.
One of the lowest points has been, I would say, there's lots of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't really know about from a sabbatical officer perspective. And students sometimes find themselves in very difficult positions, and sports clubs are no exception to that.
Yeah.
And sometimes the sports clubs end up getting into very difficult financial situations or managing coach relationships, etc. So this year I've had to deal with quite a few students who have come to me with very sad and troubling things that they've had to endure. But it's become a highlight because we've managed to work with those students and to improve their situation, and that is what makes my job so incredibly rewarding.
Absolutely. And so looking back at your manifesto, obviously a while ago I guess now, but where would you say you've really succeeded, and perhaps where does work remain to be done?
So I'd say the biggest personal highlight for me has been the launch of the Reshaping Sport campaign. It's a brand new campaign this year designed to make sport here at Warwick as inclusive, diverse and accessible as possible for people of all abilities and identities. And it's been awarded, hopefully going to be awarded, it's been nominated for a national award at British University College Sport next month, which is very exciting. And that campaign is all about promoting the marginalised communities and ensuring that they feel that there's a place for them within sport here at Warwick. So things that we've done include LGBTQ specific self-defence classes, women-only self-defence classes. We're launching a wheelchair basketball team. We've done so much. We've debunked the myths around women involved in male-dominated sports, and I think that's great. But I would also say that our work is nowhere near done in that campaign. That campaign is something that I hope will go on for years and years and years, because we will constantly be challenging discrimination in sport as Team Warwick this year, and for years to come. So there's plenty to do there.
And I think one of the other big points that you noted in your manifesto was about mental health in sport, and that being sort of as an outlet in that regards. How do you think you've promoted that this year?
So we've done really well actually with the introduction of a new wellbeing officer into Warwick Sport, and they've been running specifically focused on term 3 this year. We started off trying to introduce it through there first, and term 3 we've introduced sport against stress. That's really hard to say. Sport against stress sessions, which are totally free for students.
Oh, wow.
I think there's so much more to do there in terms of demonstrating to students the benefits of de-stressing and meeting new people through sport. I know particularly at Warwick we have people that like to go and live in the library, and people don't tend to come out. They're worried about the space hogger police, etc. But the benefits of just stepping away for an hour, that's all we're asking. Not even an hour, maybe 10-15 minutes, go for a walk. It's more about the marketing and communication of it that we need to do more of.
And so finally, what advice would you give to your successor, Bal?
Ooh, that's a really good question. There's so many things that I could say. My biggest piece of advice would be to not become distant from the teamwork community.
Yeah.
It's very easy because of how busy you get to stop playing sport, to stop seeing people on a Wednesday night at Pop, and to not engage as much with the students you represent.
Yeah.
The more the students see you, the more they will appreciate all the work that you do and will get on board with your campaigns. So I honestly think that I'm extremely biased, but Teamwork is the best community to represent here on campus, and it's been an absolute pleasure, so I hope that he enjoys it as much as I have.
Brilliant. Ellie, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been great chatting to you.
Thanks so much.